That's not nice.
More of a sleeper. Did we really blow a head gasket?
Even better. Oh. Wow, it's gonna look good.
What idiot tightened this up?
Sunshine. Ooh, that's
The Marge stamp of approval. I knew it. So that's not good.
Hey.
Oh, great.
You're a liar head.
This one's stuck.
Jerk a hole to it. I'm blowing her out. Hey, Gucci. She's a good hugger. Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
A big problem, bottom of the barrel. Pretty much out of options. Shortest intake.
Hey, George.
Shortest doesn't rocky.
Looks like a charm. Surely. Yeah, yummy. Oh, what are you doing? No. I've seen this done. Don't be an imitator.
Oh!
Have a racing car. So good.
Welcome back to the Sleeper Dude channel. We're back with our big block twin turbo 83 Ford Fairmont here. Last video didn't go so well. We are really hoping that we don't have to pull the engine back out of the car. I'm hoping that we can just get down to the block. Hopefully everything below there is okay. There's no telling how hot this engine got during that break-in process, despite the temperature gauge telling me different. It's blowing coolant out. I mean, my top guess is we've either got a cracked cylinder head or a blown head gasket is my top guess. We're also going to change some things. There's a couple things that we didn't do when I initially built this. Some stuff I bought at good deals at swap meets that wasn't exactly what I wanted to put on the car. We're going to try to make this thing a little more of a sleeper as well. We got a lot to do, so let's get started.
Woo, woo.
Guys, how long does it take you to cook a restaurant quality meal? I know for me, that's a long process. You know, by the time I get the one thing cooked, the other thing's already cold. It's just hard to do. But with today's sponsor, Factor, you can have a restaurant quality meal that's delivered right to your door. Fresh, never frozen, chef crafted, dietitian approved, ready to eat in 2 minutes. All you do is pop in the microwave and you're good to go. We're talking real meats, real sides. Let's see what we got this week. So this week we got spicy beef bowl, garlic cream pork chop, cheddar chicken, Peruvian chicken. Man, this is going to be a hard decision. They offer over 35 weekly meal options. They even have add-ons like smoothies, shakes, snacks, and more. They have several different plans to choose from. You have Protein Plus, Keto, Vegan Plus Veggie. They even have Gourmet Plus if you're fancy. I think I'm going to go with the garlic cream pork chop. It looks awesome. Just think how much more work you can get done to your project car when you don't have to go to the grocery store, stand in line, self-check, am I right? Then prepping the food, cooking the food, cleaning up the dishes later, put it in here for 2 minutes, we're good to go. And one of the things I really like is your order size is completely flexible. You can choose between 4 to 18 meals a week, or you can skip a week. It's completely up to you. With our crazy schedule, it's so nice to have a quality meal ready to eat in just 2 minutes. And with Factor meals, it just speeds up my day to not have to worry about prepping and cooking a meal. I don't think I've ever had this one. I'm excited. Oh, yeah, look how good that looks. Real meat. So stop wasting all that money on takeout and get an awesome meal delivered straight to your door. Man, that's good. So head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code SleeperDude50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your month of orders. That's code SleeperDude50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. Big thank you to Factor for sponsoring this video and helping our channel out. Now let's get back to it. First thing we're going to do is pull the plugs out of this motor, which is not the easiest thing to do in the world. It's easier to get to them from the bottom than the top. It sounded like we were down a couple cylinders. I'm worried that it may have ate a camshaft also because we had just like the cheapest cam we could get, flat tappet cam.
Oh, wow.
We'll see. We'll have to drain the oil, see what's in it, see what's in the filter, cut it open. Well, that one looks like it was firing. Doesn't look awful. We'll keep all these in order.
I'm gonna take this inlet pipe, boost pipe thingy off that I made, kind of.
You definitely made it look better, didn't you?
Yeah.
Actually, the hardest car we've ever had to change plugs on, my Maverick, when it had the 4-cylinder in it, was the worst. I had a Stinger Performance header on it, and I would have to take the turbo and header off to change the plugs. That's the worst one I've ever had.
That's ridiculous.
Oh. This cylinder here is much shinier than the other three. Possibility it could have been getting like coolant or something in it, which would like clean some of that buildup off there. If you get water into a cylinder like that, to like steam clean a lot of stuff in the engine. So what's she rooting for? You see her?
Where's she at?
She's out there rooting.
Oh, she's finding something. What do you got? Show it to me.
She stole one of my hands.
Drop it. Drop it. That's not nice. Not nice. Not nice.
We're having to make a custom spark plug tool here. I've never pulled the plugs out of this motor with the headers on. And it's so tight, I can't get a full length socket on it. I can get a plug wire on and off, but it's just barely too long for a spark plug socket. I'm not allowed to weld in my own shop anymore. Old welder Willie over here does everything. You don't have to weld it until the cows come home. Just enough to where it ain't gonna break on me.
Is it in there right?
Probably.
Is that okay?
I bet. That's probably fine. Thank you, sir. Now we got our own spark plug tool. See, this distance is really tight right here. But now, with our very high quality spark plug tool, I can get it right out of there.
Okay, just do the tips. Girl, you styling now. Woo! Looking good. A pretty big pig. Yeah, it's a pretty big pig.
So once again, these front two look way shinier than that one does, but they all look like they definitely have been firing. None of the plugs I took out look like it didn't. Of course, it may have been running on 8 and then later on not running on 8. They definitely all ran, looks like. So I'm gonna start by doing a cylinder leak down test. I'm gonna screw this into the number 1 cylinder. We're gonna get it on top dead center, number 1. See how much the cylinder's leaking. All right, well, you wanna bump the starter for me? Sure. We're gonna get on top dead center compression stroke. So I've got the hose here. I'm gonna put my thumb over it. She's gonna bump this thing over. All right, give it a bump, Paul. Again. We're almost, that's it right there. All right, so we know we're on top of the center compression stroke. Now we can hook up our tester. I've got a breaker bar on the crank to keep the engine from rotating. Let's see what this does. I guess our compressor doesn't have real high pressure. It's at 90 PSI. So we were already almost to the green line there. So right there, it's not showing bad leak down at all. Based on where we were before, we have like a 5% leak down on that cylinder. So that's good. Right there. So our compressor built up some more pressure. Now we're dead on 0 for this next one. You need to have, I guess, 100 PSI. Very similar there. It's like maybe 5%, something like that. So we're just gonna keep doing this all the way around. I'll let you know what the results are. That one's in the blue too.
Okay.
Is that hard? I guess this is as good a time as any to show you one of the new parts I got. We like the old center lines. We're not getting rid of them or nothing. They're probably gonna be our road going casings, but these are like 15-year-old dry rotted casings and you're not gonna make some quick passes down the track in that, let alone be safe. So we gotta have some slicks, and if we're gonna do that, I hated to dismount these when they're still holding there and rolling. And I wanted to make it more of a sleeper, and the good folks at Summit Racing Equipment helped us out with these. So we're super excited to be able to work with them. I've ordered all my car parts for like 20 years from Summit Racing. They get them to us here in like a day or two without even buying next day shipping. I absolutely love their website. I think they have the best website. That's where I do all my research on parts and stuff. So super excited to be able to work with Summit Racing. And big thank you to them for their help with this. Go check them out. But look, we got 15 by 10 inch wheel Ventique OE Ford hoops. So they look just like a factory one, but they're wider. Look at those bad boys. So it's the same width as what's on the back now, except for it looks like a stock Steely. We can pop hubcaps on it. And so this is a 4.5 inch back spacing, 5 on 4.5 lug pattern. And to go on that, we got some Hoosier QuickTime Pros, 27 by 10.5. So these little lines here make it street legal, which is awesome. This is actually the exact same type of slick that I ran on my Maverick back in the day. So it actually helped us out a lot at the track, and you know, sometimes you need a little more traction leaving a red light. You never know. You don't want to not be able to pass somebody. And the fronts are 15 by 5s. We'll pop them out here. So I think these are about an inch wider maybe than what's on there, but they're still dinky doodle. They kind of look like your car, huh? I'm excited about putting these on there. We got some 165 Firestones, and that's the same size as on now. It should look way more like a grandma car with this. That's just one step closer to making it more of a sleeper, you know, a real sleeper car. Because that was the original goal with this car, is to make a sleeper out of it. So they're going to be sanding and painting these hoops. What better time to do that than while they don't have no casings on them?
We're going to hit them with a red Scotch-Brite to make sure the paint sticks.
This is the opposite way that Marge would go with this build. Marge would get the most bling. She probably had spinners on it.
Yeah, it has some gold rims.
You know? And I'm trying to make it look more grandma.
Yeah, opposites attract, I guess.
Look, it's all perfect. This whole bank's good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, considering we honed this block to death, it really needed board and just threw some rings in it and new pistons. It's really surprising to me that it's that good. Did we really blow a head gasket? Or is it something else? Is it something darker? Who's winning right now?
Oh no. I know we was doing a race.
Always a race. That one's good too, isn't it? What are you doing? Get back away from me. Oh my gosh. My life flashed before my eyes just then.
She's checking you out. She thinks she gonna help.
Oh, it's going the other way. It's going the other way.
It's good to go too.
We're going to wipe these things off with mineral spirits so there's no oils and different fluids on there, so the paint will stick even better. Oh,
Well, I did 7 out of 8 cylinders. This one, I struggled to try to get it hooked up, and it just wouldn't. So, clean bill of health on the leak down test. I guess we're going to drain the oil now and see what it looks like.
I've been excited to do this, see what it looks like.
You like the investigating?
I do.
What's the color choice on the hoops, Wall?
Red. It actually looks pretty good.
It was the best I could come up with.
Yeah. That's
So if you've watched our channel for any time at all, you know that I always paint them body color.
Yeah. Satin apple red.
Yeah, that's it right there. Satin apple red. So that's what we're going with.
Yeah, that's actually pretty close.
It is.
You did a good job, man.
$5 at Walmart.
I guess let's do it. Not all in one coat. You got me?
That's not fair. He's got a paint gun.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna look good. This is special when you left it. Oh no.
See if you see what I'm seeing. Watch that jack.
Oh, our jack's leaking down.
This jack we bought brand new at Harbor Freight. What, a year ago maybe?
If that.
Maybe a year ago. So it's already not holding pressure. And since about a week in, the handle slides right out even though it's locked down. Would not recommend this jack, guys. Don't worry, we've got our alternate Harbor Freight jack that still works.
Look how good they look.
Looking good. Deep hoop like that, looks good. Very nice, Wall. Well, it should flatten out and be like satin like the car is. This is going to tell us a lot, which we still had 70 pounds of oil pressure. So we're going to have metal because it had all new bearings, all new rings, and it was a fresh motor. So you're going to have some metal, but we just don't want a ton. Let's see. We'll cut the oil filter open as well.
It's not as milky as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it has coolant in it or anything, does it?
No.
There is some like color to it, but like I said, it's a brand new motor. When the engine's breaking in, I mean, you got metal on metal contact with your rings and stuff and bearings meeting up with the cranks. You're gonna have some. No big chunks come out. That's good. And pull the oil filter off too. Golly, what idiot tightened this up?
You might could get it from here really good.
Okay, that is super tight. Of course, it did get hot. Huh. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm gonna have to have the pliers to get that off. At least this thing didn't leak a bunch of fluids when we cranked it up.
That's true. What you got for a squeeze? Oh, it's a sunshine. Matches your shirt, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
There we go. Finally got a oil filter wrench on there. I'd like to have words with whoever put that on there.
Well, you do say every time when we put one on, you're like,
Son, don't bring up the past.
make sure no one will ever get it off again, so. That's a big old filter.
It is a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see what pours out of this thing.
Oh,
It's got some color to it. I don't see big chunks or nothing, though.
milky.
What's that blue color?
Now, what is the blue?
Maybe assembly lube from when we put the motor together. I don't exactly know how much is too much glitter in a fresh engine. I know you're gonna have glitter in it. You can send off samples or whatever and get them tested and junk if you're really into it, but I just go off the oil pressure gauge, you know?
Yeah.
Well, she don't look bedazzled or anything, so.
Right. She hasn't had the Mimi treatment yet?
I think we might be okay.
Let's see what's inside the filter. This is a XP filter. That looks like such a realistic like rash or something. And that's from Wall accidentally painting his arm. So there's your like drain back valve, I believe they call it. Here's our filter media. Why has she gotta just chew that close to me? What's in here?
Oh, there are some glitters in that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Look at that coming out of the filter.
Oh, that's. Is that bearing material? Oh.
I see some chunky boys too, because we talked about how dirty this motor was from sitting in the shop. That don't look too good, does it?
That right there looks like that may be bedazzled.
It's a little bedazzled.
It's a little bedazzled. Isn't that like bearing material? The like brass looking
Yeah,
stuff?
the brassy stuff is, yeah. Let me cut this apart and unfold it and see what we got. Oh, Mikey.
What is that madman doing?
He's in some different vehicle again. Oh, Jameson Bond. It was a booger to get apart. So we're gonna have chunks from where I cut it, obviously. See the glitter? Oh, I don't like that. See, that's supposed to be like white, I think.
Ooh.
Which is gonna be kind of dirty. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's too much or if that's just normal. Some of this obviously is from it sitting in a dirty environment, but I don't know. I mean, fresh bearings, fresh rings, everything's like trying to work together for the first time. I don't know. We still had good oil pressure. That's all I know. I don't know. We got a lot of tiny particles, but no big ones.
I think she's fine.
Hey, the Marge stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy knocked over the oil drain pan and spilled everything out, so she's had to go to timeout. And Marge says she has a great idea for the oil drain pan. And her and Wah are going to the DG to get it right now. We'll see how this goes.
I've been meaning to get a little kiddie pool so we can dump our coolant stuff in it. It's easier, it's bigger than a drain pan, so I mean to get one I had, so we're making it run to the DG.
Yeah.
So.
So how many coats did you put on them?
2.
2 coats? That's all it took?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna let these dry. Paint's way more likely to get scratched when it's fresh like this, so we're gonna let this dry and then we'll mount them up later on. What has Marge got? Sliding in here in the wagon.
Don't you worry, Mark.
Hey, I knew you couldn't go and get one thing. I knew it.
Got 2.
There we go. There's been people telling us we should get these, so yeah, good idea. You can play in it too, Squeeze, okay?
Okay.
Right, let's drain the cooling system and see what we find there. This clamp was a little loose. We need this to go better next time. Now, we haven't ran it since then. I was worried about hurting it, so it's only ran what you guys saw. Can we catch it without spilling this time?
How was there that much?
We're gonna take everything off the top of this motor now. And I'm gonna try to keep it as together as we can. If I can leave something together, I'm gonna leave it together. We'll probably keep the intake all in one piece and keep the wastegate on the headers and all that. Come on. Take the valve covers off. You wanna do that while I'm doing this? Unplug my fan here. How fast can we get it apart? That's the question. Oh, we got a power tool approach. and a manual tool on the other side. Get our big boy fuel lines off here. We ran on 93 octane gasoline. Eventually, we want to switch over to ethanol.
It's terrible.
Look at that. I bet we ate the cam.
Oh.
We got a loose rocker right there like it ate the cam up. So that's not good because the jam nut's still tight. Something got shorter in there. That's what I was worried about. That's probably that metal we're seeing in the filter. Everybody told me after we did the video that I'd be lucky if that cam made it. The overheating probably didn't help. Another thing that didn't help is when you have double valve springs, it's better to pull like the inner spring out and just run the outer for less pressure on break-in. But my springs weren't super stiff, so I wasn't as worried about it, but that would have helped it. That doesn't mean it wouldn't have done it anyway though. Is that sensor gonna be out of the way? Yeah. We may have to pull the fuel pressure sensor. Big engine, little car. There you go. That one's a little wiggly, but not much. We could have more that are down. If you rotate the engine around to where the valves are closed on that cylinder, you have to have them all at top of the center to check it really. Unhook all of our sensors here. Trying to label everything that's not labeled already. Instead of unplugging the injectors individually, it has a main plug right here at the back. Makes it a lot easier to just take it loose there. Your plug wires are gonna have to be off the firewall a little bit. All right, just keep wiggling and go up with it. We'll have to reset all this when we put it back together. All of our plug wires are labeled, so you shouldn't have to worry about mixing them up. You know what?
Okay.
We don't want to drop anything in the motor now. If we drop something down in the distributor hole or something, that means the motor's gonna come apart.
I want to take the rocker arms loose.
Got everything's unplugged and unhooked now. Nothing feels funny with the bearing in that or anything. These are just like off-branders here. Yeah, you can pull that, just don't drop it. That's big boy stuff there. 8.35 inch push rods, 3/8 push rods. The only motor I've ever had with push rods that big.
Hey.
Have you been into my stash of tiny hands?
She's doubled them up.
How stuck down this intake. Wow. We glued around every intake port too. I forgot about that. Okay.
We wasn't planning on it coming back apart so soon.
No, we weren't. There you go. Wow. Just went right back, didn't it? It's moving. There we go. I was really hoping that this intake would fit under the hood. That may have been foolish of me, but I fit my big block Ford 460 under my Maverick hood. That's a taller deck height engine than this, so I would like to eventually get this thing under the hood, and we got a plan for that. Ooh. This is the one that was loose here.
Oh.
That lobe looks bad, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks
I don't see any big chunks of metal or anything in here. You see anything down those intake ports or anything, Wall?
I don't see nothing, no.
Okay. Yeah, the cam's what I want to see. Cam and the head gaskets. That's what I'm worried about the most. Yeah, it looks like we wiped out a cam. You see that lobe? Mm-hmm. Good thing we didn't run it any longer.
Look at that one that was loose.
Yeah, look at it. It looks hideous. Look at the top of it. Oh, great. Ate the cam up for sure.
That's extremely unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Trying to go cheap. Cost me. It looks like our push rod length was correct. You can see where the roller tip is rolling right in the center of all the valve stems there. So that's a good sign. I still don't see any big chunks of metal or anything there. We know we've wiped out a cam for sure now. unfortunately. So we're gonna have to take water pump, timing cover, harmonic balancer, all that off. Hopefully, still we can keep all this together and not have to touch the pistons, rings, rod, main bearings, oil pump, because we still had good oil pressure. Hopefully we didn't run it too long. I mean, it didn't run very long, which, I mean, you can ruin one in 1 minute. I'm assuming that the cam got worse and worse as it went on. We'll see how eat up it is when we pull it out. Maybe it's just that one lobe and not much metal went through the motor, you know? I guess we should go ahead and pull the turbos now and headers so we can pull these heads. See about our head gaskets. We got some leftovers for you. Well, our GT45 turbos still seem fine. That's a good sign. Of course, they haven't seen any real boost yet, but I'll unhook my dash 10 return lines here so we can pull the turbos off.
These two are like rusty looking, and these are not.
See, that's where our water temp sensor was right there, which we clearly had like an air pocket, which is why the temp sensor wasn't reading correctly. I wonder if our header's still up to our heads, you know? Because those heads don't have a lot of surface area for sealing. I think I can leave the downpipe on it. Ralphie, we got to, at some point, make a longer downpipe. Looks like that didn't blow out. While I was trying to take our belt off and accessory drive stuff, these turbo bolts are really hard to get to. Look how tight this bolt is. You have to get in there. That's kind of the problem with like a T4 flange turbo. That's why a lot of race cars have a V-band flange turbo, but those are quite a bit more expensive to buy. These were like $150.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which way is loosened?
Story of my life.
We've been over this. Tosh is usually like, just throw the bolts on the floor, but I really want to put them in a magnetic tray.
You're a liar head.
Well, that's still holding on. We got all the bolts out of it. So did we blow an exhaust gasket out the tank? Like the last guy did.
Let's see, no.
Well, I don't see anything obvious there. It stayed a little thicker right there, didn't it? The bottom edge. We'll see what the head looks like when we take it off. So some people were saying stuff about the water pump and about the rotation of it, but I mean, that's a V-belt water pump, and you can only run a V-belt one way. Like a serpentine belt, you can run the back side of the belt or the front side, but I don't think we had any issues with the water pump.
Oh, man, with the washers.
Don't turn it that way, the bolts will fall out.
Okay. I could use that washer for some artwork.
I better not find it in the artwork.
Hey, you can find it at thesleeperdoo.com.
Oh,
Go get you
gosh.
some.
Pull our SFI balancer off here. We can pull the timing cover. You getting it, Ralphie?
I'm on like my last bolt.
The way these guide plates are, I've got to pull the guide plates to take the head bolts out. So we don't want to pry just in one spot with this timing cover. I'm using a big wide scraper. There's our double roller timing chain. Come on, don't rip my oil pan gasket or anything. I've already got a new timing cover gasket. So nothing was rubbing up here, that's good. We should probably paint that thing at some point. Okay, get that out of the way. Everything seems fine there. Hopefully we don't have any mushroom lifters. So far, none of them are stuck in the motor. What was the Malibu? We had one that was stuck, right? And luckily it was at the front, and we ended up being able to push out the bottom and catch it without it going in the pan. I would say they're more likely to fail in the front, because I think they feed from rear to front. It probably doesn't get as much oil to the front, you know? This one's stuck.
What?
The second one's stuck. I think it's just like the Malibu.
Is that the one there the rocker was?
No, I think that was one back. Will it come up anyway? All right, it's stuck there. I'm gonna pull the cam. Maybe we can drop it out and catch it. Oh, that came out all at once. Didn't mean to do that.
That third one looks pretty weird.
We're gonna have to pull this fan, at least. It's not gonna come out. Oh, okay. Is this gonna be enough to get the cam out, you think?
Yeah.
I hope we don't have to pull our bumper or something.
Lift it up to just a little.
Maybe if I take the pulley off there. The cam bearings look good. That's a good sign. Please come out. All right, we're gonna have to pull the grill, I guess. Great.
Just a few screws.
I think it only had 2 screws there. Looks like all the other ones are missing. I think it's just tucked in behind the headlights is the only thing holding it. Yep, 2 screws. Now, just maybe, we can get this thing out of here. Is it not gonna come out?
Jerk a hold to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's hanging up right there. We're gonna take the bumper off.
What?
Yep, we're gonna screw up our cam bearings if we don't. Alright, well, straight out, I think. Yeah, aluminum. Probably take them brackets off. I think we've got enough room now. There you go. Yeah. I didn't want to hurt the bearings. Yeah, that looks like a brand new bearing. So is that one, that one? That's looking good there. So it definitely killed the one we saw.
Oh, wow.
Right there. See the difference? You see how it's beat through the dark color?
And
Look,
it's like,
you can always feel on like the edges where it's mushroomed it out.
plus you can see it's at an angle.
Aside from that though, that one's not looking too good. It looks like it might be on its way there.
Why do you think it did that exact one so bad?
I would say that probably gets less oil pressure than the back does. It's probably because we had both valve springs on when we broke it in and the fact that it overheated on us. So all you guys that commented in the engine build video with 2.7 million views and told me that the cam was not gonna last, you guys are right. You're welcome. This one's beat to death right here. So this thing's just hot garbage now. You can't do nothing with this, which this is probably a super cheap casting. So that's 1.6 inches there. Wonder how tall this one measures. Look at the angle on that lobe. See how much is cut off this side?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see that good on the camera.
This lobe's flat, and this one's got probably 1/8 of an inch cut off of it. Let's go on the short side here. 1.54, according to that. I guess it's a little less than 1/8 of an inch. All right, I got this one out. This is the tightest fitting header. I never was even able to get that latch plug out. I had to move that transmission cooler out of the way. Was that leaking there? There's no orange there. It might have been leaking. I don't know.
You're gonna blow her out.
That's a tight fit right there.
Wow.
Little late, Rocky, little late.
So nice of you to finally arrive.
Just gonna clean out our trash for us.
Ain't nothing over there.
We're gonna use our new R2D2 to vacuum these frame rails out.
He'll be vacuuming everything.
I get you.
We should have had a Viking funeral for that other one. Lord,
Yeah.
went through it.
Well, I would do yours.
Come here. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Daddy not gonna like this.
Grandpa. Please don't get in the pool, Rocky. Time to pull the heads. So this is stud mounted cylinder head, so I'll probably have to end up pulling the studs. I don't think we can slide it straight up. I think it's gonna hit the master cylinder.
He's out.
If anybody ever came in like a wrecking ball, it was him. He'll come in, knock some stuff over,
Like Kramer.
and then leave. So I'm pulling the upper 2 rows of studs out. The lower row is really short, so I'm gonna leave them. I think I can get over them. Yeah, we can reuse these. They're not torque to yield or anything like that. Let's see what's under here.
All your pistons seem to be fine.
This valve looks darker than, you see a color difference there? But
Some big valves, Lord.
yeah, nothing looks weird about the pistons to me. Bores look nice. I see some rust here. Isn't that supposed to be open there? I thought that...
Yeah, I don't know. Why don't you pull it?
It's been so long since I built this thing. Why does it have that? Like for valve clearance?
Yeah. Maybe some big valves.
So this is a 27 thousandths thick Cometic head gasket. I bought the thinnest one I could because I'm trying for compression.
Alright, look, that has a water passage.
Look at our tiny little holes here and that big hole in the back. Look at that. Let's go ahead and pull the other head though. I don't see any like melted through spots though.
Does that look a little funky, or is that just me?
We're gonna check the block surface and the cylinder head surface here in just a minute. See if this thing's flat. She needs a shirt that says, I love free hugs or something. It's her favorite thing to do.
She's a good hugger.
By the way, if you're worried about the animals, this is just water. There's no antifreeze in it. We got more pistons over here. It's funny, the permanent marker's still written on the pistons. Look at that one. That one's completely different. So was it getting coolant past the head gasket here? I don't see anything obvious. I don't see like a direct path from the coolant in there, but that cylinder was definitely dead.
Looks clean.
Yeah, why wasn't it firing? We didn't have any melted plug wires. Let me spin this over and get the water out of the cylinders. We don't want this thing sitting full of water to rust up the bores. What about them big dome toppers, huh?
Them things are big.
I don't see anything wrong there.
I don't see any collisions with the pistons in it. Oh, it's just water. I thought it was like
I
marks.
don't see nothing.
No.
All right, I gotta get that lifter out. All right, I got a magnet in here because I don't want to drop this lifter. You don't want it ending up in the pan. Scary, scary. Got it.
Not so scary.
Oh, look at
You
that.
undampled her. Hold on.
Look how much that lobe.
That has to be the one.
Look how much that lifter got killed.
That has to be the one on that really bad the lobe.
Yeah, it is, yeah. That may be the worst one I've seen. Look at that guy. Put your finger on it when you spin it. It's like,
Oh, that's so weird.
see the sharp edges, that's what was stopping it from coming out. So it hurt the lifter more than it did the cam.
Wow.
Look at that. Let's get a normal one next to it. That seriously is like 1/8 of an inch or something. I hate that all that metal went through the system, you know? But at least it only ran for about 15 minutes. That's the only thing in the system, though, that put any metal through.
Yeah.
Because nothing else seems to be hurt at all.
Unless your crank bearings.
Don't talk about that, son. Just for this project right here, I got this straight edge here to check for flatness. Some of the stuff I've seen online, like 2/1000ths is probably all you want with like an aluminum head and an MLS head gasket. That's a 1.5 thousandths filler gauge.
That's like nothing. What in
Crazy.
the world?
This is our cylinder that we had issues with, or at least one of them. Everything seems flat there. That is so piddly, isn't it? Oh, see that? It's going under that. Look right there too.
Ooh.
So,
You think it's that cylinder?
look, there. Going under there too. So maybe we got a little warpy, huh? How bad is this? Let's go to the next size up. Well, that's 2/1000ths going right under it. That's even worse right there. It just slides under there. We may have found the problem, huh?
Yeah.
Look, it goes under right there. It goes right under. No resistance right there.
Wow.
Looks like our cylinder head's not as flat as it should be. That's at least one problem. Hopefully, our block is not that way. Let's look at our other cylinder head first, though. It goes under that. It goes right under that. So when I bought these off Marketplace, these are like Speedmaster Pro Comp heads, something like that. I don't know. Look at that. It goes right under it. It goes right under that. This one looks to be even worse. So they were supposedly fresh out of the machine shop, new everything, but you really don't know about machine shops because you can take something to one machine shop and them do a great job, and you take it to another machine shop and they mess it all up, you know? You'd been better off not to take it. I have yet to find a great machine shop that will get something done in a timely manner. Right under that. How wide is that?
I was gonna say you should keep going up until it's to see what it is.
It's clearly bigger than what I've got. Well, that's 3,000 there. It's going straight under it. I'm no machinist, but I would assume that that amount of warpage would probably be fine if you were running a steel core laminate head gasket like most cars have, or like a graphite head gasket where it can absorb some of that unevenness. But with multi-layered steel, you got to have a really flat surface that's really smooth. Well, I can't get it under the block like I could under the cylinder heads, so that's a good sign. Which this block came out of a 1-ton truck that dropped a valve. So in theory, it should have never got overheated or anything like that. You know, which we overheated it, but
hopefully for not too long.
That looks pretty good there. Well, guys, I think our block is okay. I was a little worried about that one. It has a little bit of a rough texture on the machine work on it, which I think it's a factory decking on that block. I don't think it's been redone. I wish that was a little bit smoother, but we might be able to spray the head gasket again with that Palomar stuff we put on Mom's Yukon to help to seal it off even better. So after doing some research and looking at my new head gaskets that I ordered, I think I found a big problem with why it overheated in the first place. Obviously, we know that our cylinder heads aren't perfectly flat like they should be, but here's the other issue, and this is probably why we had a big air pocket. So if you look, our new head gasket versus the old one, see how this has totally open ports right here for water to go through? Now it has a little baby spot. These head gaskets are designed only for Brodix heads. They're not supposed to work with the stock head, according to Summit Racing's description of them. So this is the same thickness head gasket, same company makes them, and the one has the water passage and one doesn't. So I believe I messed up there, which if you didn't read the notes, you'd never know it, but I read the notes. It looks like we had the wrong cylinder head gasket type and a cylinder head that wasn't quite as flat. We had 2 valve springs on it instead of one when we broke the cam in, and we had a super cheap cam. And this probably gave us the air passage, which put our water temp sensor out of the water, and where our upper radiator hose was, had an air pocket too, and we didn't have water circulating, and the motor got hot. And it definitely looks like it may have had coolant going into this cylinder here. I didn't know exactly what had happened, but these were my top guess as what was wrong with it, and it looks like there is some distortion to them. And I've not heard a lot of good things about these off-brand heads like this, like the Speedmaster and Pro Comp heads. From what I've seen in other people's videos, guys that build engines for a living, these are like the bottom of the barrel as far as aftermarket aluminum heads. They give a lot of issues. I've heard machine shops tell me that the material they use is not good, that the valve seats can fall out. So last week I made the executive decision to not put these heads back on the engine. I know I could send them to a machine shop, I could have a machine, but I would always worry about them because, like I said, I've heard a lot of bad things about them. So let me show you some of the things we are going to put this motor back together with to try to fix quality issues we had in the past. Check these bad boys out.
Wow.
I know they may look a little similar to you, but if you get close up and start looking at details, there are a lot of quality details between these two. So these are the Trick Flow PowerPort 320cc heads. So they're their fast as cast design, but they also have CNC chambers, which is very nice. And they also have CNC intake runners on the entry here. These bad boys flow 360 or just a little bit more on the intake, 360 CFM, and 300 on the exhaust. So with CFM, guys, on a V8, double your CFM is basically your horsepower potential of a cylinder head. How much is that, math whiz?
I was honestly mesmerized by those ports. I didn't hear what you said.
So double the CFM. So double of 360.
That's 720.
Right. So that means you could potentially make over 700 horsepower on motor, no boost, with these cylinder heads.
Oh my gosh.
So these heads come with dual valve springs that are set up for a hydraulic roller or a mechanical flat tappet. They're good up to 700 lift, which is a ton of lift, right?
Yeah.
So we know we're going to swap camshafts, so we're going to get a higher lift camshaft. We're probably going to go hydraulic roller this time so we don't have any issues with flat tappet.
I think we should go 700 lift. That sounds good.
Sounds good, like a good even number to you?
Yeah.
They have a 225 intake valve, a 188 exhaust. They have a 122cc chamber, and 137cc exhaust runner here. This has a 300 thousandths raised exhaust runner, which we've learned that the higher the port, the more power it makes, the more it flows.
Won't that help with it leaking out under?
Yeah, look how much more material. That's one of the first things I noticed on this. So look how thin this area is right here. And look at this one. It's like 5 times as wide. So you have a nice gasket surface that'll seal up with our turbo stuff. This has extra thick decks, which is very important for head gasket sealing, especially with a turbo car, a boosted car of any kind, or nitrous. Has chromoly retainers. So this has a 25-degree intake valve angle and a 4-degree cant, a 15-degree exhaust angle with a 4-degree cant. Basically, canted valves point them towards the center of the cylinder, so you're not running into your bore as you come open like that. It unshrouds the valves as it opens. They have bronze valve guides. It's just a cylinder head that you're not gonna have to worry about like these guys here. Let's look at the differences between these two. This is your deck surface. So on the old cylinder heads, you see you have the material from here to here. See that? Mm-hmm. Now look at this one. It goes all the way back to there.
That's crazy.
So there's one difference right off. Look how much material they took out right here on the old heads versus our new trick flow heads. All that metal's in there to help seal all this stuff out. Look at these braces they've cast in for the rocker stud where we have nothing over here.
Give some support.
Exactly. Yeah, if you sit here and look at them, there's a lot of differences between the two of them. Even though they may look similar from a distance, you can definitely tell there's a lot more design work in the trick flow heads for sure. This is our 1.5 thousandths filler gauge. We're not getting anything on this one. So this should be a big improvement on quality with our cylinder heads. It'll keep me from staying up at night worrying about certain things because I don't know what valves are in this. I don't know. The only thing I know is what springs I put in it. And that was kind of funky too because all of our installed heights were different. So somebody had put shorter valves and taller valves in there. I had to shim it all weird to get it to work. So I think this is going to be a big upgrade. I love how the exhaust port has that big flat surface to seal up because with a turbo car, the deck thickness and that exhaust port surface is going to be a big deal. I'll probably end up selling these to somebody, let them know what condition they're in. Maybe somebody can send them back to the machine shop and get them fixed up for them on a less strenuous build. And you can tell it's their own casting as well. So they cast them right in the United States. So it's going to be nice to have a quality American-made cylinder head. We're really excited to be working with Trick Flow. Stuff like this is like a dream to me to be able to build an engine with a set of heads that's nice. I'm super excited. So here's the other thing we plan on changing to make this more of a sleeper. I really wanted to fit this engine under the flattest hood I possibly could. And if you look at big block Chevy EFI intakes, this is almost all they sell. 4500 flange, these EFI intakes that need an elbow or they need a 4500 series throttle body and a carb hat. And I looked into every possible intake in the world. Basically, even if I bought a dual plane low rise carbureted intake, welded injector bungs in it myself, and used the shortest throttle body and carb elbow I could get, or a 4150 elbow and a small throttle body, I still was going to be way over the hood line. So I really need a super short intake. There are only about 2 or 3 out there. Like you see those billet intakes that a lot of the really crazy fast big block Chevy drag cars run. Those things were like $5,000 to $10,000. No way I'd ever spend that kind of money on an intake. So I was pretty much out of options. I ended up buying an intake I hope is going to get the job done. It was about our only option. So this is a sheet metal intake for a big block Chevy. You can see they're sitting on the table at the same height. This is going to significantly lower our intake and hopefully get us under the hood line. Now it's got a very short intake runner, which is going to be good for high RPMs and maybe a little too short, but to get it under the hood, that's what we're going to have to try to do. So this intake here is 13 inches and this intake here is 8.5. So this is the shortest intake you can buy for a big block Chevy. I plan on swapping out all of our sensors over to here, swapping out our throttle body, and trying to get it under the hood line. I'm a little worried about my thermostat housing. I don't know how that's gonna work out. But let me show you the one I got, and it doesn't even fit. So this is a LS style 102 millimeter throttle body. So that's gonna bolt up right there.
Hey, George Jones.
George?
For the first time. He's nervous about it. He's like, what? I don't know if I'm supposed to be here.
I bought the shortest thermostat housing. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That won't even fit.
You might have to like cut this one and just weld it down here at the angle you need it. You know what I mean?
How do they expect you to get a thermostat housing on there? It's close, but it's still not fitting, Rocky. Huh. So I gotta figure that one out. I may have to cut and weld something. He just loves trick blow heads.
You mean me to weld something?
Right. So we're hoping we can get this under the hood. This is the shortest intake you can possibly buy. Obviously, it's super short. It doesn't even work with these.
Oh, it's all over.
Ah, Rocky. I'm glad I had it bagged up. So hopefully this will allow us to run a flat hood. If not, a very, very short cowl hood is the idea. We'll see. We're going to do whatever we can to try to get it under the hood line. Y'all ready to mount this up?
Yeah.
So I've got a bolt-in valve stem there because I think to be NHRA legal, you're supposed to have a bolt-in instead of the normal rubber ones. I don't know how many people actually look at that. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't think I've ever had red hoops since high school. It doesn't appear to be directional, so looks like we can put it on either way. I wish there was a black wall option here. We may have to spray the walls black later. Just bounce this side on. Yeah. Why don't you use this for the first time? Thank you. This is more like a legitimate casing machine here. Should be able to do like this.
Oh. You probably could put a
That thing worked good.
gosh.
Easy peasy.
We don't even need these.
That was very good. Let's hear this now. I cannot wait to see. Looks like it's gonna be hard to get on the bead.
Yeah.
We gotta get it above that or it's not gonna put anything in it at all.
Why don't you just sit it up? I feel like that might help.
We may have to ether it on the bead.
No.
Hey,
Please
maybe our
don't.
only option.
Oh my gosh, that scares me so bad.
What is ether?
Why don't we just try
Starting
it?
fluid, you spray it in there and you light it and boom, and it blows it on the
No,
bead.
no. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing that.
We've done it before, but whew.
The hoop is a lot thicker here. It looks like it would not be as hard to get on the bead on the back side if your front side's already on the bead. Wow. I don't know, guys. This looks like it's gonna be hard to do. Cool. See, we need to do that. We need that to push out that way. We have the valve core out, if you're wondering. Man, I don't know about this. It may have to be ether, Tosh. What's wrong, Law?
Yeah, y'all can have fun. Y'all have fun. I was saying right
We're
now.
trying starting fluid. This spot in the video may look a little bit choppy. We were forced by YouTube to delete some of our video. They thought it was a little too sketchy, I guess. And we were also forced to delete out the country of origin of some of the products we're replacing today. So if the video looks a little choppy, that's the reason.
That's gonna look so good.
Well, that worked.
Yeah.
I think I may have put too much in it, though.
I think you did.
That does look so good.
I'm glad I was way far away from that.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was crazy.
All right, there you go. Will it fit on the car now?
She's looking beefy. I
It looks
saw.
so much bigger on the... Huh?
It's less beefy, like wide than that. So I think that's what it's gonna help us.
Well, let's do a side by side here with the measuring.
Taller.
She's a little taller.
I like how it looks.
I wanted them taller. I like a taller one on a drag car, especially.
It looks so good.
Well, this is supposed to be a 27, and it is a 27. This one is 25 and a half, but this is wider at the tread, I believe. That's 10 and a half. This is 9. So the 10 and a half on this is the full section width, I guess you'd say. Okay, I can't wait to bolt it on. We gotta go.
We gotta go right now.
Ralphie, how do you get those stickers off?
You do a burnout.
Come on. All right, jack it up. Our Harbor Freight jacket went down.
What do you mean on Harbor Freight Jack?
He's letting us down, literally.
Oh, yeah.
That looks so good.
I love it. So you can see our aftermarket axle stub there. He wants to give you just a little pack on the cheek.
Those remind me of like, is it dirt track?
Yeah.
Like red.
I eventually want to buff this car, and I think when we buff it, it'll really brighten this red up.
Right.
To make it look more like
It
that.
looks
But
great.
It looks great.
it's really close right there, but I think that's going to be good. What does it look like on the inside, Ralphie? How close is it? We got probably 3/4 of an inch on the inside, and we're basically flush with the outside. It does kind of look like an old dirt track car or something done with that. All right, let's do the other ones. I was going to go with a 28 10.5, but my measurement said a 28 might rub. That's why I went with a 27.
I think that's true.
It's really close. I get the front of the rocker, it's super close.
I got them rapid powers. Okay. I want to try it.
Just keep, look, hold one side still and push like with your right side, work it around.
Stop.
Try it, Wall?
Yeah.
Hold this side still and try to push that
It
side
just
really hard.
flexes a lot.
You're trying to pop that guy around the bead there.
Oh my gosh, wait.
Watch your face.
But that's
There you go.
good job.
All right, get our cool new tool here.
This thing works like a charm.
That's what you said. Tighten your water valve there. We got to get it in between this, and then we work it, I believe, around this way. Go for it. I gotta get down here. There you go. That works so much better.
Yes, thank you.
Now for the fun part.
Them pink toenails are just hitting different.
Popping, aren't they?
Yes. That was a big one.
That was loud, wasn't it? You all right, Wall?
Yeah, it scared the crap out of me.
It's awful, isn't it?
Take that spacer off. We don't need it with these. We ought to be able to go as fast as we want to go with these. Go for it, Ralph.
I don't know if I can put that on.
Oh, you got this, bro. You got this.
I really can't. If you can't, I want to try.
He's weak from wrestling squeeze.
Okay, I can't do it.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Wall's got it. Yeah, use your knees and pick up on it, too. You're getting it figured out. There you go.
Nice car. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Get my toesies.
Make it happen.
You see how easy that was?
Well, I'm trying.
You think I can just push this on?
No, I want to use a tool.
Oh, I got this. Look at that. There you go. I think this will air up. Surely.
Shirley.
They're so good. Hey, yummy. Yeah, yummy. Huh?
Oh yeah, looking good.
There we go. Woo.
Every time.
So this is exactly the same size as what's on the front now. I think it's about an inch wider hoop though. I wish those would have polished up better. Show them up close.
Yeah, I worked for a long time trying to clean them up, didn't I?
Yeah, they still are just pitted really bad, unfortunately. All right, will these fit right on here without a spacer? Oh, that is slick.
Yeah, it's very slick.
Look. Oh, we're going to put that spacer back on. It hits the caliper, yes. I didn't expect the front to rub.
Yeah.
You know, figured the back would be rubbing.
That looks so good.
It does look really good.
Whoa, what
Sorry,
are you
sorry,
doing?
sorry.
Dad!
It was an accident, okay?
No, it's always an accident.
Here. The video will prove it was an accident. Here, quit!
Accident!
Here, put that on
Why
there.
is this thing spraying?
Put that on there. I thought Ralphie was going to try it. He wanted to try it. All right, there you
You
go.
think I can get it all the way?
It was tough. You can try. Remember, you got to stick one side and keep it there and then push it around the other side. You got to work an inch at a time with this. Look at that.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Like Conan the Barbarian.
Wait, lap hop. 3, 2, 1.
Back up. One more.
1.
What's up with that? It's not popping on the bead. I think it's hung up on the valve stem.
What about some looby dibbies? Didn't he spray it?
It's already been sprayed.
Why does no air come out? Oh, the rubber is blocking the hole in the center of the valve stem. I've never had that happen. It's holding the air in without a core.
Oh no.
Now what?
That is the weirdest thing
Why
I've
don't
ever
you
seen.
get it up and hammer it from the top or something? Yeah. Oh. There you go.
There you go. I've never had that happen. I've been mounting them up for like 25 years. I've never had that happen before. Didn't scare the piggy too much.
She wasn't scared.
She's not scared of anything. Except for not eating. See, these hoops like this open up a world of possibilities. Wire wheel hubcaps. What do you think about that? Dog dish caps, full caps. Don't mind if I do. It's gonna sit a little lower, obviously, later.
Wow. She ready now. Woo! So good.
Dirt track.
I like it, I like it. Let me go and get some caps and we'll see what it looks like. I found some that I don't have a complete set on.
Well, you know you have some hanging up, right?
Wait, this is my
That's
decorations.
the one I've been looking for.
That's my decoration. No! Don't you get my decorations now. What are you looking for?
The black one right there.
What?
The dog dish, the black one. I was wondering, I was like, I thought I had a full set of these.
I like those. The white one in the middle.
I love the white. No, y'all, hush.
So we got these guys here. They can go on there.
Looks pretty good with that black stripe.
We got these.
I like those.
I like the white.
Those look pretty good. And for ultimate stealth.
Those might be the ones.
You can't even tell
They
how
wouldn't
mine
even
are.
know. Dude.
Do you have the full set of those?
Yeah, I got 2 sets, I think, of these.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, do those.
We can always just
That's ultimate
I mean,
stuff.
this looks meaner, like that right there, or these. It looks more aggressive, but we're going for grandma, right?
Yeah, we gotta go grandma.
I would put on these. It looks funnier.
This matches with that better, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
There's
what
no
I
white
said.
on the car, and this is from a 50s era car as well.
Makes
Those
sense.
are thick. Feel how nice those are.
Those are my favorites.
Yeah, those mine.
I love the
All
white.
right, well, let's clean these up. We'll throw these on. We'll keep these as an alternate option because that's automatically going to scratch all this up, and you can't
Yeah.
go back from that, really.
I just think we should use those. Those are like grandma as it gets.
You think?
And like it hides how wide the wheel is, kind of.
It looks so ugly. It's terrible, isn't it?
I know, but that's
so ugly.
what you need. You need the ugly.
I agree with you, but I think I'm going to throw you on there for now.
Okay.
We'll keep those in the trunk if we got a street race or something. You know what I'm saying?
I might have to pop this dinner on this one. Like so, I might stop.
What are you using to clean it?
All-purpose cleaner, so fresh and clean from Sweet Potato. You can go to sweetpotato.com. Use code SLEEPERDUDE, get 5% off your order. Woo! Boom.
Got it.
Oh, y'all thought I was kidding.
I would just leave it white, but
You want it to look like a race car.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I understand if you're going the sleeper route.
Or you could go super stealth, like honk if parts fall off, if the lock walls on the slicks.
Yeah, that'd be good. This is the first time I've seen this done.
Oh, I work at the car lot.
Is it ever like this? Yeah.
It rotates going down the road, so.
I know that, but for...
Like, however you want to put it on there. Hey, there's guys that do that at car shows. Like they jack the car up and put it where the cap's in the right spot.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
There you go.
Oh, we're super stealth now.
That looks so
Woo!
good. That does look really,
It looks
really
good with that black stripe.
I can't wait to buff it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna look good,
I'm
Bob.
like dying in it.
I really like how it turned out. I think I would rather have caps that aren't black, personally. So we'll look about different cap options. I think the hoops are a little bit bright right now, but I think it's going to look good once the car is buffed.
Yeah, we have
So,
to watch this thing.
yeah, at least we figured out what's wrong. and what we need to get coming. So I've got to get a cam kit coming. I think I'm definitely going to go with a roller cam this time just to not have to worry about it anymore. Not that you can't make a flat tappet cam work. I mean, people have been using them forever, but you can go way more aggressive with the roller cam stuff. I think between a cam kit and the different heads, I think she's going to be a hoss.
Oh, we're going to be golden.
Tune in next time to see that. But big thank you to Trick Flow. We really appreciate them coming on board, helping us with the heads. We also really appreciate Summit Racing's help with the hoops and casings here. I really like how it turned out. And we can put the center lines on it sometime. We can put these on it sometime, you know, depending on what we want. It would be neat to do a side-by-side test once we get the car drag race ready, what it would run on these versus like ultra lightweight drag hoops, you know, that everybody else runs. Because I know these are pretty heavy, especially the back ones. We got to get some parts coming, get this thing back together and get it actually running right.
Yes.
Hit them with it.
Oh, my. Oh, wow.
Support me, honey. Rocky's trying to help in there.
Oh, it's like loose from your shirt.
Okay, well, broke my darn flops, did you?
Hold on. Support me. You ready?
Just open it. What do
Trust
you
me.
mean?
Oh,
Just take your hand.
I watched it on, did you watch this on YouTube or something? There you go.
it worked.
We really appreciate you guys following along on this build. We'll eventually get it figured out, guys. It's just a lot of work. And mistakes along the way. Definitely mistakes made by me on this one.
Pouring out for your homies.
Exactly. Future events we're planning on going to Bowling Green and Lebanon, Tennessee for Power Tour. We don't know what we're taking yet. Just depends on what's going at the time. He's just all over you, isn't he? We're also planning on going to Ford Fest. I'm not sure aside from that. That may be the only two we go to this year. We're also wanting to do a summer trip. I'm not sure what we're taking or where we're going exactly yet. You can buy our merchandise at thesleeperdude.com. That's the only place to buy our official merchandise, right?
Yes. Don't be fooled by the imitators.
Yes.
Don't be an imitator.
Often imitated, never duplicated. That's the word.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never heard that.
Never heard that.
Big thank you to Holly for their help with this build along the way. Love the Terminator X. Started right up first time for us. You can check out our second channel at Sleeper Dude 2. You can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at
Sleeper Dude 88. He already had half of it.
Oh! I wasn't looking.
You better pay attention.
Squeezy's already slinked out, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can check out our third channel at Sleeper Dude Armed.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
Future videos, we are planning on getting on the Falcon very, very soon. Time to do some engine swap stuff for the Falcon.
Have a racing car.
Yeah.
How many is there? Ooh. I'll eat it. Don't test me.
No. We got parts coming for the Metro Mite. We got to get that thing running and driving. Eventually, we got to get back on the Galaxy Wagon to get the wiring and fuel system stuff done on it. I want to get on the Econoline pickup truck, do the brakes and stuff on it where we can get it drivable.
Maybe my truck?
Yeah, Ralphie's truck. We got to fix the windshield post on it. A lot of things coming up. We need to eventually paint your vet.
Yeah, that is true.
Figure out the fuel
we do
problem on
have
it.
that.
But thanks for watching. We better go give Vaina this sweet RC Cola,
Yep.
huh? Rocky's already ate all the
He's already got all
Vainas.
these.
Oh, here's Murphy. I wish I would have got a shot of him with his halo on from the vet. Good boy. You're getting to be big boy.
That's all I win.
Hit him with it.
It's the high pitch that gets her.
That is what gets her. There she is.
She was probably sleeping. Come on, come on! Come on, start kicking up this. Put her in gear. Come on, come on, come on!
Well, she's going now. What a big goofball.
He made it back this morning. He's
not
so
really that
good.
good. He tears up everything in the field.
He's so good. He'll be good one day.
Come on, Wayne. You got to go faster than that. She's tuckered out. She must have been sleeping.
Alright, this will give you some air, Dre. This will make you live longer.
Oh, she was sleeping. Look at all the hay. There you go, girl.
Oh.
You got a bunch today.
So calm.
Getting the dirt and all. The question is, who cut the cheese?
Her.
It was him.
Closet.
It was him.
Definitely this guy.
No, because
Okay.
you are always
That is
doing
true.
it. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Oh, that was so sweet. And Raymond is hungry tonight.